We're here today with Bryan Membrey. Bryan was a former amateur and professional boxer representing Australia and contesting main events in the 1950s. He's also noted sporting artist, having produced many sporting art pieces on boxers, AFL footballers and many of Australian icons of sport. Today Bryan is promoting a book based on his life experiences. Bryan, it's great to have you here. Welcome.
Great to be here. Great to be here.
Bryan, the book sounds interesting. What is it all about?
It's about people. It's about international people and about family, and it's my story. It's got a wide perimeter. It's in 7 sections. Covers inspiration to all the sporting champions. It's quite and artwork.
Well, Bryan, what has been the main inspiration of your book?
Oh, I guess just it's possibly there's a bit of ego involved there, but it's not really. I'm not a Scot individually. I'm not a Scot. I just want to tell a story, and I want to leave it when I'm gone.
Something that people can remember you by.
Something that they can be remembered by. Exactly.
Do you have a favourite chapter or story in the book?
Oh no, not really. There's many good ones there. You know.
Can you pick a favourite at all?
One particular one I think is the story of the old soldier who never grew up. That's a beautiful story. That's about some characters I created in my art work for children. It was Mr. Mugglywump series,
okay.
And they have got a special place in my heart.
Your art transcends more than just sport. Do you prefer to paint sporting images?
Not really.
Because you were saying something about children's books before, and
I do children's books. I like landscapes. I like all sorts of things, but mainly because I've been a sportsman and I've been motivated by sport. That it's been more easy for me to get access to some big names that help sell the articles I'm doing. You know.
So who's
people like Greg Norman, for example.
So that's someone you've obviously drawn or painted before?
Yeah, I've painted Greg and a number of other people, 60 of Australia's all-time greatest.
Do you have a particular sports person that has inspired you?
Oh, yes, there's always one or two, but inspiration, I'm inspired by Weary Dunlop. I think he's a great man. I'm inspired by Simpson, the man who had the donkey.
Okay.
Yet he's not in the book, unfortunately. But,
why is that?
Oh, well, he just didn't fit into it. Maybe the second book.
Okay.
If there is one.
If there is one.
Yeah.
There might be.
There might be. See how the first goes.
When will the book be available and how can our viewers get a copy of it?
Well, I'm anticipating that we'll publish around about November, I'm hoping.
How long have you been working on this book for?
Oh, probably 2 years.
Wow.
But the artwork in it goes back maybe 10, 15 years, some of it.
Okay.
So it's fairly, it covers a fair scan.
So you're excited to see it all happening and revolving?
I want it to happen. It's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen. I've got to make it happen. You don't waste 2 years of your life like this and just let it fizzle out.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Definitely not. Bryan, that's great. What we'll do is just quickly take a commercial break and we'll be right back.
Thank you.
Artist, sportsman and author Bryan Membrey is pleased to exhibit a unique selection of Australian sporting art prints created by him that capture some of the true qualities and spirits of some of Australia's greatest sporting legends. Please type in Membrey Sport to your search engine for further details.
Welcome back, Bryan. Thank you for sticking around. I've been looking at your book here, Room for Champions. You're the main author and drawer and creator of the book.
That's right.
Please tell me a little bit about it.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be back with you anyway. The book is about, as we discussed, it's about people, family, experiences, and gave me a lot of pleasure writing it, but hard work just the same.
Bryan, how did you get involved in boxing?
Oh, from an early age of around about 11, my father was very pro Les Darcy, who was a great Australian hero, and I come up under that sort of background.
Do you have a particular boxer that has inspired you?
Well, as I say, Darcy was one, but that was in the beginning. But along the track, there's been many. It's hard to name one, but you could see people like Sugar Ray Robertson or the great Joe Louis was one, the Brown Bomber. But there's been many along the way, so it's hard to single it out with just one. Probably the beginning, the main motivator was Les Darcy.
Okay. Who is the greatest boxer you have seen?
It'd have to be Muhammad Ali or Sugar Ray Robinson or Sugar Ray Leonard. Those fellows they got one thing in common.
Okay.
They're African American, so it's pretty compounding to think that the African American is the best I've seen, and that's the way it's been.
Just out of curiosity, if you could see any two boxers, who would you like to see, like whatever time it would have been or what period of time, who would you like to see in the ring fighting?
Together?
Yeah.
Oh, probably Mike Tyson and Muhammad Ali.
Okay.
That'd be the big one.
That is interesting. What do you think of the recent comeback of 44-year-old Jeff Fennick?
Yes, I think it was an incredible effort by Jeff, but I'm not in agreement with it. It was a closure for him because he wanted to do it, and it worked out the way he wanted it. But I don't think it's a good thing for fellows that age to be boxing. Boxing is a very severe sport, and there's great medical problems that develop when